We're working. Do we have sound? We have sound. Is our sound all kinds of borked? Let's test. Ignore me. Working. Do we have sound? We have sound. Cool. Alright, we're not all kinds of borked. So, I just had to check that because I swapped my streaming stuff from that desk, fold up table, not really desk, to this one, which is where I used to paint at, because I can't have any kind of face cam over there, and I don't really think people will probably want to look at me, but fuck it, you have to, because it's YouTube. Maui Brewing Co. Bikini Blonde, not bad, not their best one, but not bad. Okay, so today I've got some Necromunda stuff because today was the release of all the stuff for House of Faith. Why are you still in shop? Why do you hate me? Why? Why? Why do you hate me? Tell me. Tell me, brother, do you love me? There we go. Alright, so today was the release of all the stuff for House of Faith. So we have the Kaldor Redemptionists that we're going to be taking a look at today. There they are. So it's going to be 6 guys in a box. It should be 6 different builds. 6 guys at $40, because about what this is $8 a piece, right? Something like that, because it's like 42, so it's a little bit different. Not the most expensive thing ever, but also not the best. We also have the House Kaldor dice. To be honest, I grabbed these and the cards because my local store had got like 1 set in of everything. I didn't want to leave them with just the cards and the dice. That would have been a dick move, so I didn't do that. So I grabbed these. They do look really nice. I'm actually not sure what these are, so that'll be interesting to see too. Because we also have the Gang Tactics cards. And then the rulebook. I hate that GW charges for rulebooks. I really do. I wish these books were more like a celebration of the faction, filled with like fluff and art, and basically didn't have rules in them. Like I wish they were this width and just had like stories and like character bios and histories and all that kind of stuff. And I wish they didn't have rules in them. I wish all the rules were free. It drives me bonkers that they're not. Like, it just kills me. It kills me that GW sells rules, but whatever. It is what it is. So we also have the House of Faith. Ooh. So let's go ahead. Let's take a look at probably the models first, and then we'll look at the cards and stuff like that next, and then we will do like the dice and stuff, and then we'll do the big book. That makes more sense to me. All right. So I have not cracked these guys open yet. My Kaldor are converted to Skaven. I actually have a video on the channel up about that, which is pretty darn, excuse the reach, which is pretty darn cool. I have a video all about that, of me converting them to Skaven. You can see the box a little bit better there. So these guys, they're going to get converted to rats as well. So 6 guys, should be some cool options in here. There's another shot of them on the back. On the back, it just shows the same options though. So I'm hoping we get some. We're hoping we get some other options on this thing. All right, cracking it open. Kaldor Redemptionists. Oh, that's Twitch being like, "You've gone live." Thanks, Twitch. I didn't know. Alright, let's check this rudder out. Let's see what we got. Okay, So it looks like we've got 3 bodies per runner. That makes sense since there's 6 models in the set. You have some kind of big flamer. We've got the chainsaw flamer. We've got 2 hand auto pistols there and there. We've got a shotgun with a flamer, a chain axe. I think that's the piece that goes on the back. And then an auto gun with a flamer. So nothing we didn't see on the back of the box. Right? This is all the stuff the back of the box shows off. There's no, like, extra weapons or anything. Because here's the hand with the book the guy's holding up. So that's kind of a shame, right? There's no other, like, bits and bobs hidden in there. That's kind of a shame. They look great, though. Especially this chainsaw. That's cool as shit. I like that a lot. This chain axe is really neat, too. Because you can see the inside. So you can see, like, where the chain in the chain axe is. That's really cool. And every gun having a flamethrower is really neat. Ironically, the flamethrower by itself is probably the lamest looking one. Hello! So, like, here's an auto gun with a flamethrower. There's a shotgun with a flamethrower. That's pretty rad. Some of these heads, like this one here, which is like an enclosed cage kind of thing, that's going to be hard to customize into Skaven, but I will do my best with it. So it looks like we get 2 of those runners. Bing and bang. Just identical. Pretty standard Necromunda setup, right? That there's 1 of each. My phone keeps jingle jangling. Why are you jingle jangling, phone? That is... I'm 3D printing some stuff for my boss, and he's like, nice! He doesn't actually sound like that, but in my head he does. Anyway. Yeah, so 3 runners each, 3 guys each, or 2 runners, 3 guys each. Some really cool options, but not a ton of variation, right? Like if you build 1 of each guy, you're pretty much going to build exactly what's on the back of the box. Plus or minus that hand chainsaw. That's like the only different. No, because the big guy has the hand chainsaw. Yeah, so you're pretty much just going to build exactly what's on the back of the box. And that kind of sucks, right? It would have been cool to have some other flamey options in there. Little bases. They're not on the big Necromunda bases. And we have our instructions. Let's see. Does anything here jump out as being particularly weird? Nope. Pretty much what you see is what you get. Yep. Just straight up instructions to build the 6 different guys. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. They're going to be fun models to build and convert and to add toward my existing Coldor gang. I think you can technically run them by themselves, but I don't know how that works. I am sad there's not more options than what you see in the box, though. Some other cool stuff in there would have been rad. Alright, let's take a look at our dice. So this is a full set of Necromunda, Necromunda specific dice, right? So ammo dice, random direction dice, I guess random direction dice are actually called scatter dice. Ammo dice, scatter dice, D6, injury dice, all that stuff in here. These are sort of like the Necromunda specific ones. So like if you didn't pick up one of the starter sets, this will get you the that dice action. Pretty nice. They got a good weight to them. Ha! You don't use them like that. So they're like fire and brass, kind of. They're pretty cool. They're like burning metal, sort of. But yeah, these are just the standard Necromunda dice. Or the standard Necromunda symbols, but in cool dice action colors. There's your random one. And here's a D6. And then they have the like Redemptionist logo on one side, which is pretty cool. So, pretty rad dice. You get 2 of each kind of dice, right? That's what you should get. 2 injury dice. Oh, you get 3 injury dice, 2d6s, scatter dice, and ammo dice. Yeah, that's the same as what the starter sets came with for each side. So you would have got this for each side. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Oh, you get apparently an extra d6. I apparently just missed it. There we go. So 8 dice in total. Not bad. Makes it a little more than $1 a dice, which isn't horrible for like exclusive game exclusive dice. I'm not a fan of game exclusive dice. It's one of the things that drives me bonkers. But unfortunately, Necromunda's got it, so gotta do with what you got. There we go. That's our dice. Next up, we have our Orlok cards, our Gang Tactics cards. These are not Orlok cards; these are Caldor cards. We'll see what they got on them. These are also $15. Not super happy with that, but you know what? If you told me I got the cards and that for $15, I'd be over the moon. I would be like, man, can I buy that for every faction? But each one being $15 is like, not really, maybe. Like, you know. But I didn't want to leave just the cards at the store. That would have been a dickhead move. So I picked them up too. Plus that I get to come and show them off to YouTube. Come on. And you can decide if they're a thing you want. Because the tactics cards are cool to have, the physical cards. Instead of just having, because these will be in the book. But it's cool to have the physical cards. Alright, so we got a bunch of these for writing out your gang. A bunch of those, put those to the side. Then we've got a bunch of Caldor tactics. Wow, these are all Caldor tactics? Okay. Let's look through them. Alright. Faithful and reserved. Resolved. I can read. Play this Gang Tactics card when activating an enemy fighter. The fighter may immediately perform a universal article of faith. No faith dice are rolled, and the threshold test is automatically passed. Okay. Fire and Zeal. Play this Gang Tactics card when activating a friendly fighter. Till the start of their next activation, the fighter becomes subject to the Insane condition. In addition, the fighter immediately makes a free shoot basic action with an incendiary charge. This attack is made even if the fighter is not equipped with the incendiary charges. The blast marker must be centered on this fighter and does not scatter. Wow, so they basically blow themselves up. That's what that card is. That card is saying they blow themselves up. That's awesome. Play this Gang Tactics card during the priority phase of the round. After roll for priority, but before ready fighters. Choose a friendly house Caldor fighter champion or leader unit until the end of this round. Friendly fighters that are within 6 inches of the fighter can draw a line of sight to that. Both have their weapon skill and attacks characteristic by 1. Kind of cool. Rise anew. Play this Gang Tactics when activating a seriously injured fighter. I do have to say that these things, right, like the lore for these guys is that they're like crazy, like Emperor Zealots. But like one of the reasons I converted them to being Skaven is because all of this works for the Skaven really well. Because they're all like Zealots for the Great Horned Rat. And they have like Warpstone instead of fire. It's pretty perfect fit. This fighter regains a single wound and is no longer seriously injured. Say the fighter becomes standing and active. The fighter's activation then ends. So you can just force them to stand up during a serious injury check. That's pretty useful, I guess. Play this Gang Tactic when a friendly house Caldor fighter is hit by a blast weapon. Roll d6 and a 2+. The hit has no effect against the chosen fighter. On a 1, they are affected, but you do not discard the card. That's pretty great, actually. That's awesome. Somebody throws a grenade at you, and you're just like, ah, and it blows up on you, and you're fine. That's cool. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighters have been deployed. Choose a friendly house called or fighter that is not a champion or leader. To the end of the battle, fighter gains the group activation special role. It's mediocre. Basically, you can use that guy to activate somebody else, another buddy. It's not super good. Keeper of the Sacred Vermin. It's a cool one. Play as gang tactic when a friendly house called or fighter deploys a bomb delivery rat. Ooh, bomb delivery rats. GW, why aren't those in plastic? Because I don't want to buy shit from Forge World because it's all fucking resin and it's all horrible. But I want bomb delivery rats. That's so cool. The fighter automatic, maybe I'll kit bash some. Yeah, we're going to kit bash some bomb delivery rats on the channel one day. This fighter automatically passes their intelligence check and may choose the direction which the rat moves. It's useful. Play this gang tactic to activate a friendly fighter. Place a divine brazier within 1 inch of the fighter, ensuring that its base is not overlapping an obstacle or another fighter. This fighter's activation then ends. Don't know what divine braziers are. We'll figure that out when we get to the rulebook. Play this gang tactics card when activating a friendly house called or a fighter. Until the end of the fight of it, this fighter may reroll dice rolls of a natural 1. It's not bad. Ooh, this is a big one. Apostates. Play the gang tactics at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle sequence before any fighter have been deployed. Their gang may immediately recruit up to 3 called or bone pickers. These fighters are recruited for free, but will leave the gang at the end of this battle. Each fighter is equipped with a fighting knife and either a reclaimed auto pistol or a cleaver. These fighters are not counted towards your maximum crew size. They are taken in addition to your starting crew. If during the end phase of the battle round, a code or bone picker recruited as gang tactics that with 6 inch and friendly called or champion or leader immediately goes out of action. That's awesome. That's really cool. You can literally just use this tactics card and like give yourself 3 extra dudes. That's super cool. I like that a lot. Play this gang tactics during the priority phase of any battle round. After roll for priority but before ready fighters. Till the end of the round, faith dice are added to the crew's faith dice pool and roll a 4+ rather than the usual 5. Alright, I don't know what the faith dice mechanic is for these guys. I guess that's a new thing in the new book. And we'll figure that out. Play this gang tactic during the priority phase of any round after roll for priority before ready fighters. Till the end of this round, you may apply +1 modifier to any threshold test made above while attempting to form an article of faith. Again, I don't know what articles of faith are yet. It's gang tactics during the priority phase, blah 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 blah. Until the end of this round, every friendly house called or fighter currently on the battlefield gains 2 modifier to their cool checks they're required to make. It's not bad. So if you're afraid your guys are going to run away or something, that's pretty cool. Play this gang tactic at the start of the deployment step of the pre-battle but before any fighters have been deployed. Choose a friendly house called or champion or leader. Until the end of this battle, that fighter gains the terrifying special rule. If an enemy fighter wishes to make a fight basic or shoot basic, they must make a willpower check. Okay, so this is the same thing that the no. The hell are they called? The meat grinders, the flesh grinders, the human butcher guys. I am blanking on their name. Flesh grinders. God, I literally have them sitting over there. But it's the same role all of their guys have, which is pretty cool. So basically, you have to, like, you're gonna oh, I'm gonna shoot that guy, and your guy might like get too sad or something, or too like scared. Might be like, oh no, I can't shoot him. He's too good. Kind of cool. Blah 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 blah. Till the end of the round, an enemy fighter that are within 4 inches of the friendly house called or fighter must re-roll successful ammo checks to see if their ammo goes out of ammo. Man, it's okay. Play this gang tactic when a friendly house called or fighter makes a shoot basic or fight basic action. Till the end of the fighter's activation, hit targets Become subject to blaze condition on 2+ rather than 4+. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It makes it easier to light them on fire. Till the end of this round, all friendly Calder fighters gain 5+ save that cannot be modified in any way. However, a fighter attempts to use the save, but the roll is failed. Any injury dice that are subsequently rolled treat seriously wounded as out of action. House Quarter fighter can choose not to make the save if they wish. Okay, so you get a 5+ save, but if you fail it, instead of getting seriously injured, you would go out of action. When the fuck would you want to use that? Like, for real, like, why, when would you use that? I don't know, man, that's bizarre. Till the end of the fight round, friendly House Calder fighters may perform articles of faith chosen from a path their gang does not follow. If, however, your gang follows no particular path, discard this card. Alright, so there's some cool stuff in there. Lighting guys on fire easier. Always a cool ability. Lots of nice just like little buffs and stuff. I really, really particularly like the one where you just recruit 3 random shitheads to come and fight in your group. I think that one's awesome. I think that one's like, man, I want to pull that one every time kind of thing. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I tell you, like, if this was sold as that with the card and the dice together, I'd be over the moon. That would be awesome. Now the big mama drama. Here it is. The House of Faith. $50. I hate the GW charges for rules, but ain't got a choice. These rules will probably all eventually show up on Yak Tribe, but I figured I would pick it up anyway, so I could share it with the YouTubes and the Twitches. All right, let's see what we got. Planet Necromunda. Ooh, you can see there's all the different hives there. Be true to your clan, honor your house, and obey your superiors, for you live beneath the spire, workers at the bottom, and God Emperor above all. Ooh. Spooks. Alright, let's see what we got. A little bit more than 133 pages, because that's the last listing in here. We've got a bunch of stuff. Gang lists, exotic beasts. Ew, they can have a cherub servitor. That's Nick gross. Ew. Tons of hanger-ons. And then a bunch of special roles for them, including that Articles of Faith thing. So yeah, let's check it out. House Calder. There's a psycho with a totally not phallic looking flamethrower. We got some more background with a guy with a pretty righteous beard and a shotgun. Ooh, that person is not having a good time, I tell you what. I'll tell you what. And here's a timeline. Wow, they have a lot of events in their timeline. There's a structure. There's a picture of a rat potentially eating and fucking another rat. I mean, hey, if you're both into it, right? Just talking about the house structure. We got a spooky skull down there. Let's see, just more background on everything. What the house does. my understanding, really quick for these guys, is that they're all like crazy religious hobos that basically live in the trash, and they're like trash pickers essentially, like doing like the grossest jobs that nobody else wants to do, kind of thing. Yeah, see, waste is a constant on Necromunda, whether it is toxic chemicals pumped out of a factoria, scrap gathered up from broken machines, or bodies too contaminated for the corpse starch factories. So yeah, my understanding is they deal with all like the trash of the city. Alright. Alright, Underhive. There's a dude looking not mentally well. Just tons and tons of nice background. Excuse me. There's another guy not looking mentally well. Alright, here's the thing on the gang list, right? Here we go. Budget is 1,000. Blah blah blah. Each fighter, House Caldor, name type. Okay. Each type of fighter available to the House Caldor gang is of a name type. This is the name given to that fighter's rank in the gang hierarchy in the parlance of their house. In addition, each has a category listed brackets. For example, the lowly gang brethren is a ganger. This indicates the House Caldor that they're gangers. Alright, gang composition. There must be one fighter with the leader special rule. Total number of fighters with the gang fighter special rule in the gang must always be equal to or higher than total number of fighters without the gang fighter special rule. So what that means is you can't have a gang of just champions. You have to have some shitheads mixed in. That's the same rule for every gang in Necromunda. That's all the same. Alright, that's all just the standard stuff. Weapons and war gear. Alright, all this looks the standard Necromunda setup. How to deal with when your leader dies. How to pick Alright, how to pick whether or not you are aligned, unaligned, or let me rephrase that. How to pick your alignment, whether or not you're a law-abiding gang or an outlaw gang. Alright, and here's some stats on the guy. There's the House Caldor Word Keeper. That's the boss. He's got pretty good shooting. His weapon skill fucking sucks, though. As gang leader, this fighter must choose a particular path of faith for their gang to follow when they are added to the gang. Page 98. Alright, let's look that up real quick, because I'm not familiar with that role. But I've never played Caldor yet. I've just been building them. I'm still working on building them. So let's go look up the house of whatever I just said. Paths of Faith. In other clan houses, see little difference between varied followers of the redemption. Only vague, distinct, blah, 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 blah. Beliefs are represented in the names of Necromunda and the 4 paths of faith. Determined by the leader and must be chosen when the gang is first created. Once a path has been chosen, the leader may not choose another path or change it. However, should the leader die, their successor may find a new one. Man, there's another picture of a rat doing something unsavory to what looks like a severed body part. Each one, okay. Alright. Path of the Faithful. The Path of the Faithful is a path followed by the great majority of House Caldor. It's a path of the redemption, an extreme interpretation of the Imperial Creed that fills many with dread and fear. While most members of House Caldor consider themselves moderate, to outsiders there is little distinction between a moderate redemptionist and an outlawed follower of a fanatical fringe. If a leader has chosen this path, the gang gains the following benefits. When generating faith dice, an additional d6 is rolled for each friendly House Caldor leader or champion that is currently on the battlefield and is not either seriously injured or broken. The following article of faith can only be performed by members of a House Caldor that follow this thing. And then they have a bunch of articles of faith. We'll look up what those are. Let's see, we also have the Path of the Fanatic, the Path of the Doomed, the Path of the Redeemed, and then it gets into Caldor terrain, Hive Incense, bunch of weird shit, and then into their scenarios. Okay, so let's come back to this. We'll come back to that. We'll get there all in due time. Okay. A devout member of House Caldor, this fighter adheres closely to the teachings of redemption, whilst dutifully denying the path of the fanatic. In addition, if the fighter rolls a natural double 1 on the cool check when making a rally test, they may immediately re-roll the cool check. Yeah, it's whatever. That's alright. Okay. Alright, is there anything else in there that's unnormal? No, it all looks standard. The path we follow is the thing that stands out so far. Alright, okay, so this is the rules for the Redemptionist Priest. His stuff's pretty much the same. His stats are pretty much the same. He has a little bit better leadership. That's about it. And he gets some different equipment. There's a bunch of equipment in there. He'd have something called a fire pike. That sounds cool as shit. Hexagrammic fetish. Incombustible hauberk. Alright, got some cool stuff in there. Alright, so this is a champion. This is the firebrand. Once per battle, making a threshold test to perform an act of faith. Surrender may re-roll the faith dice. Alright, I guess we're going to get to acts of faith at some point. Alright, here's a deacon, which is another kind of champion. And then a ganger. Oh, sorry, kind of off channel there. And then a ganger. And then another ganger. Okay, so it looks like there's a ganger for the Redemptionists and the regular guys. And it looks like there's a champion for the Redemptionists and the regular guys. And a leader for the Redemptionists and the regular guys. Which means if you wanted to just play Redemptionists, you could totally do that. You wouldn't really need guys from the other box. You might not have like all the weapon options and stuff you want in here. And this might not be enough to play... One box might not be enough to play a whole gang. I don't know. I haven't done the math on it yet. But you could totally do that. Like, you could totally just play just Redemptionists. Like, 100%. It's pretty cool. Did not know that. Because usually when they put out... Oh, sorry, my glasses are broken. Usually when they put out a... like one of these special boxes, right? Like when they did it for the, like the Orlocks, right? It was all add-on guys. It was guys to add to your group. It wasn't like a full group replacement kind of thing. But you could just straight up play this as is. That's pretty cool. Alright. This is their Juve. This is a different Juve. See, you've really got one of each kind, which is cool. Alright, then we got some exotic beasts here. That's where the nice little pretty bookmark is. Alright, so let's see what they got. They can have a sheen bird, which I think is just like a robot crow. Yeah. Pretty cool. Or they can have a cherub servitor. which is just disgusting. I hate cherubs so much. They're like little babies that died, and then they like raked their heads out and turned it into like a robot, and they're just gross. Babies are gross, and then when you turn them into like disgusting android things, it's even more fucking gross, man. Ugh. Alright, here's a special character who is Clovis, the Redeemer. Or you can have this guy that looks like a human robot penis. He's Deacon Malikev. Hangers-ons, all that kind of good stuff. A hive breacher. What is a hive breacher? Ooh. Oh, hive preacher. I'm smart. Alright, so he buffs them stuff. There's a flagellator who apparently has like robot arms. That's horrible. And then we get into the regular stuff like Gang Lookout, Rogue Doc, Ammo Jacks. There's a cool picture of a slopper. That's cool. I like that. And then we have the Caldor Stig Shambler, which appears to be like a Master Blaster style guy and mount. That's pretty awesome. I'm assuming that's a Forge World model because that's really cool. And then here's your Ambot. And the Servitors. Some dude that is... Yeah, that's an inbred looking motherfucker. Alright, Hive Scum. This is just like the generic guys you can have, like Bounty Hunters. Special Agents. Ooh, here's some more fun Forge World goodness. We've got a dude with a big ass fucking axe. It's pretty cool. And then this Quasimodo dude who's named Radis Tatterskin. That's a name. That's a real name. Hi, what's your name? I'm Radis Tatterskin. Ooh, she's a pretty lady. Oh, that's fancy. I bet that hat hurts her neck, though. Alright, so this is all the Alliance stuff. Where you can, like, ally your gang to another gang. It looks like they can ally to the Corpse Guild, which makes sense. The Rogue Factories, or into some of the noble houses. So these are just gonna give your guys special buffs and stuff, but it's also gonna give you negatives, like stuff you have to do. Alright, so honestly, in any of my games, I haven't messed with these like allied rules yet because they add a bunch more stuff. Oh, sorry, didn't mean that. They had a bunch more like just stuff to it, and I've played a bunch of games myself, but I'm not there to set up a gang like that yet. But there's a ton of it in here, which is awesome. All right. These are... To use a Caldor House Favors table, the gang rolls 2d6, adding 1 to the result. Each gang in the campaign with a rating greater than their own, up to a maximum of 3+. Gang then immediately applies the result. Interesting. Okay. These are their subplots. So there's an entire like deck of cards mechanic that one of the other books goes through for certain campaigns. So basically, you play with a set of 52 cards, and as you draw them, they have certain effects. I have never tried that. I've just been playing the Uprising campaign. I haven't tried the like a deck of cards campaign yet, but that's what this is all for. So it's nice it's in there, but it's not useful to me. Alright, so here's the Paths of Faith stuff again. Path of Faith, different Paths of Faith. This is stuff for the terrain. They look like they have some cool custom terrain. There's nice pictures of models. Ooh, I like that ambot. That's cool with the big thing on the back. I like that a lot. They did a good job on that. And here's a breakdown for what all the different weapons are. So when you look at the weapon table, you have an idea for it, which is really nice. So these, by the way, all match the things that come with the models. So all of these are pieces from the models, which is really handy dandy. There's some more rats. So there should always be rats because it's Necromunda. And then this is all armor stuff and equipment. And then we should get into the skills for... Oh, what is this? This is new. Oh, this is the gang tactics cards. Yeah, and then we should... Let's see, this is weapon things. There should be a thing on skills for Caldor in here. Maybe I missed it. I'm going to skip it out really quick. Usually they're at the back of the book. The skills are. Did I miss it? Oh, these are the specific scenarios. Looks like they have one, two. They only have 2 specific scenarios? Weird. Okay. Alright, so let's look at this again, because things I don't understand. I don't understand the faith dice, and I don't understand what an article of faith is. So let's see if we can figure those out before we call it for this video. It's all the background stuff. Okay, so it looks like for the alignment, your guy is actually how many like crazy zealots you have actually determines what your alignment is. That's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm just trying to find... Oh, the skills actually aren't in this book. They're only in the main rulebook. That's lame. They should have been reprinted in this book. That's really lame. Alright, so... I keep seeing a bunch of stuff talk about faith dice. And a bunch of stuff talk about articles of faith. And I don't see either of those in here. Yeah, when making a threshold test to perform an act of faith, this fighter may re-roll the faith dice. Okay, maybe it's in the back under the paths. 'Cause I don't see it anywhere up here. Let's go read all the stuff under the paths. Yeah, because somewhere into the characters. Necromunda, why you do this to me? Okay. It is over here. Alright, so... Let's see, these are the Articles of Faith. While the Article of Faith is in effect, this fighter and any fighter corridor within 6 inches may be targeted and immune to the effect. And I guess you roll a d6 for that, because there's a threshold number over here. And this is what they do. Okay. So it's all how this is worded that was confusing me. Because it says when generating faith dice, and my brain was like, oh, does it work like miracle dice for the Sisters of Battle or something? Not how it works. Okay. Okay. So this is special. This is basically like command traits that these guys can use on a certain threshold. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to read over it to make sure I have it right. Okay, alright, so I do have that right. So, your leader picks a path, and god damn it, Necromunda, I really wish you would make this shit like... Literally, just include a line in here that's like, pick a path for your leader. Literally, just like spell it out just like this. Pick a path for your leader. Everyone that follows that path could do these things, right? Roll a d6. Like, where the fuck is that in this rule book? It's probably somewhere. It doesn't make any sense. Like what happens when you get lit on fire when I was looking through the other rule book. Anyway, okay, cool. All right, sweet. So you pick an act of faith with your leader. They can do cool shit. With this, they have to make a test for it. All right. Was that so hard? DW. No. I don't think it seems like a decent book. I'm sad it doesn't have the skills in there. I wish it had the skills in there. That's my one real complaint about it. Minus like GW being obfuscating as hell with Necromunda like they always are. Dice are fantastic. They're really cool. Cards are nice to have. You do have them in the back of the book, so they're not... You don't have to have them. And the models look great, even though there is no like extra options that you don't see on the box. So I'm going to call it there because I've been flipping through a book for a while, and that can't possibly be entertaining. But that's what I'm going to call it. And I'm going to get some of these guys built up. Maybe we'll build some on stream later. And yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. So thanks for watching, and keep on keeping on. And I'm going to go pour through this rulebook so I actually understand it, because the Articles of Faith thing's a little confusing, and I'm sure there's some line in here that says exactly how it works, but I just don't see it. I know your guys unlock them, but like, does using one count as a basic action? Does it count as a simple action? Is it just free to do? It doesn't say that, but I'll keep looking and we'll see where we can find it. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead and call it there, and keep on keeping on, and yeah, have a good time. Cool. Peace.